What's good, everybody? Doc Jinzo here with another video. Instead of a dual video today, I'm going to do something a bit different. We're going to move the 4G type live action video to today and move the dual video to tomorrow because new ban list came out. Don't want to be late on that train. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel out. Let's go ahead and get into it now. Got my little handy dandy thing right here to switch screens for us. So let's go ahead and get started with the first hit on the new list effective July 1st, 2021 is Guard Dragon LP. Now, this is an interesting hit. It definitely doesn't kill Dragon Link, but definitely doesn't help them either, for sure, because it definitely stops a lot of their combos. Instead of 5 negates, now they're only going to have 3. That's the joke I made earlier to some friends of mine. It definitely does stop most of their combos, and it definitely helps with you not having to have an interruption in order to stop them from going full combo, because that's what I really don't like about Yu-Gi-Oh nowadays. Just a little aside is that you have to have an interruption in your hand. You have to have a hand trap in order to stop them, or to stop from losing, basically, which kind of sucks. Except depending on the type of deck you're playing. If you're playing back row control, don't really need one. But against Dragon Link, regardless of the deck, you kind of need to have one. And that was an issue with the deck. LP being hit definitely helps mitigate that, for sure, because summoning from deck is just stupid powerful at the moment. Which begs the question, or begs the analysis that they still are able to play the deck. They still have their 3 quick launches. They still have their 3 tracers. They still have their Black Dragon, White Dragon, all that other stuff to let them basically go into a lot of crazy stuff. But at the same time, it's not crazy, stupid, broken now that LP's gone. It's just crazy, stupid, good. That being said, I don't think you are going to see it as much as you used to, because there is that portion of the Yu-Gi-Oh base that's like, I only play the most broken decks because I like to win, I never like to lose. So I'm just going to move to probably Doll, Dogmatic, and Invoked at this point. But because they didn't get hit at all, which is what we'll go into later. But LP being banned, you'll definitely still be seeing Dragon Link, but they're not going to be as powerful as, they are now, which is good because they're super powerful. Next up on the list, we got Zodiac Dryden. This one is an interesting one. I'm not happy about it. I'm not angry about it. I'm kind of apathetic towards it because, it's just... Dryden didn't really... It's more of a combo piece now than an actual, sit on the board control-y type card. Granted, don't get me wrong, it still has that utility. But it being banned is fairly interesting because most Zodiac players, Tri-Brigade players I saw, were using it as a combo piece. They'd use it for the Chuck 9, Ram type Mega Clops way back when as zero play, or just use it to kind of sit on if they went turn 1 with their traps. Pure Zoo will definitely hurt with this. Tri-Brigade Zoo, it'll hurt as well, but it doesn't really hurt their overall strategy. What I thought they were going to do was put Revolt to 1. Now, Revolt going to 1 would have been great because that card is just stupid good. You plus off it like crazy. You get your free Link. You get your Nerval Search. You get your Kit Dump, which lets you probably get a Nerval Search if you didn't have Nerval in the banner zone to begin with. It's a crazy card. It's really good, especially for a trap. And yeah, I thought they'd put it to 1, which is interesting that they didn't. They decided to go with Dryden. But again, not really a lot of strong thoughts on this one. Let me know what you guys think, though, because you might have some strong thoughts about it, especially if you're a Zoo, Tri-Brigade, or just definitely a pure Zoo player. Next up on the list, that's all the forbidden cards, by the way. So now we're going to go limited cards. Newly limited, Miscellaneousaurus. Thank you. Finally, I will say this was a long time coming. Now, a lot of Dino players will look at me and be like, Doc, it doesn't matter. Miscellaneousaurus should have never been hit because the deck wasn't really doing anything before the new guy came out. Even with Misk at 3, even with Fossil Dig at 3, even with UCT, the deck wasn't doing much. Yes, but it's doing something now, so that's different. And my issue with Misk is not the specimen from deck. A lot of cards have that effect. A lot of Phantom Knights, not Phantom Knights special summoning from deck, but a lot of stuff has Banish from Grave to get you crazy pluses effects. Phantom Knights, for instance. Orcus, for instance. Horror getting Horror, you know. Yeah. And all that other stuff. It's good. Misk, my main issue with Misk was it basically put your deck on easy mode. It basically said your opponent, once Misk goes off, your opponent cannot stop anything that you're doing. They can't Ash you. They can't Gamma you. They basically can't utilize those hand traps for all the other decks out there because you're going to go full combo anyways because all your dinos are unaffected in main phase 1. That was my issue with Misk being at 3. That powerful of a basically putting your deck on easy mode thing, I thought needed to be put to 1. Now, it won't affect the deck overall, I don't think, because they still have their... It'll definitely affect the deck, but it won't, you know, people won't stop playing it because they still have Fossil Deck at 3. They still have Soul Eating Overraptor at 3. They still have Babysitter Saurus and Petit Pteranodon at 3. They still have Lost World at 3, even though they probably only played at 2 or maybe even 1. Maybe not at all. They still have their Evolzars. They still have UCT, Doublet E-Pill. They still have a lot of good stuff. Dinos they have a lot of good stuff. Miscellaneous Saurus, though, definitely need to be put to 1. And if you stop it with, like, Call by the Grave or something like that, or Gamma, then, you know, it definitely helps you out in the long run, and it definitely puts them back on a more even ground with all the other decks out there that have to... They don't have the luxury of having a card that basically stops your opponent from interacting with you while on your first turn, which unfortunately Yu-Gi-Oh has kind of become that now. Next up, we have Perform Pal Skullcrack Joker being unbanned, being put to 1. Don't really have a lot of thoughts on this one. Not really gonna waste your time on it. It was banned, now it's limited. Pendulums aren't really doing much right now, so I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. But there's still good Perform Pal cards out there, so that might make a difference. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes in the format. Next up, Striker Dragon in 1. This one will definitely make an impact in the format. Let me explain why. This is another Dragon Link card, and it is their starter. Basically, they link off 1 to go get a Boot Sector launch on the summon of Striker Dragon. It also lets them tribute it to special summon a dragon from the graveyard, or a rocket. Whatever. Still good either way. And it's a link 1. So, it's a very good card. It being put to 1 will definitely hurt them, because I've seen a lot of the combos, they go double Striker Dragon. That being said, I don't think it'll stop people from playing the deck, except for like the upper echelon of uppity Yu-Gi-Oh players that just like to play, you know, only the decks that win, like the meta guys. The guys that say that, you know, they're just in it for the fun, but you know they're just in it to win. You should be in it to win though, but that's not the only thing you should be doing when you're playing the game. That aside, Striker Dragon to 1. Definitely going to be an interesting hit. Definitely interested to see where Dragon Link goes in the format, because the deck's not dead by any stretch of the imagination. Again, Quick Launch Tracer still at 3. I thought they'd limit Tracer, to be perfectly honest. Dragoon's still unbanned. That's a video for another time about why I hate Dragoon. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Now, next up, we have Salamangreat, Mirage Stalio. They unbanned Horsey. I'm seeing all the memes. They unbanned the Horsey. And it's definitely going to be interesting to see Salamangreat where they go this format, because even with all their hits on the previous lists, including Mirage Stalio, they're still a pretty solid choice for a deck. They're still pretty good. They still put up a pretty decent fight, which is surprising to me, especially given that they got the Infernity treatment. Mirage Stalio coming back, it's definitely a good card. It's definitely a good combo piece for them, and I'm glad to see it back, because I'm glad to see more variety in the format. And Salamangreats being able to break into that upper echelon is going to be interesting if they do. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. See, I kind of like this list because it doesn't kill decks. it more so gives other decks the opportunity to kind of break through that ceiling into the upper echelon of everything else. Like, an issue with the previous format was just Doll, Dogmatica Invoked, and Dragon Link would just lock everything out. Nothing else could be meta. Zoo, Tri-Brigade kind of broke that, but that's just because they needed such powerful cards like Revolt and Karos and Nerval and everything else to do it. And Zeus as well. Never forget the Zeus. But now that Drytron's making a comeback, this list now, and all these other kind of decks are kind of breaking through, it's definitely going to be interesting to see the future format and where it goes, because I love variety in the formats, and it's definitely going to be nice to see where everything goes. Sorry if there's a little wiggle, the camera's being stupid. Okay, now another limited card that was banned. Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. That is right, folks. Sky Striker are back. They are now tier 0 once again. Everybody pack up your bags, pack up your decks, because if you're not playing Sky Striker, you're basically just going to lose. Just kidding. But this card is pretty good. I played against it when it was legal once or twice. Lets you search, lets you draw. You can activate it again if you set it again off multi-roll. Very good card. Good card. Yeah, nothing really else to say about it. I mean, it's all the memes on Twitter about it. It's all the craze. It's mostly what everybody's talking about with this list. Yeah, definitely, other than Raw Stalio. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see where the format goes with Sky Striker, because without Engage, there's still a very, very good deck. But with Engage now, they're just going to get even better. And I like Sky Striker. I like them as an archetype. I like their theme. I like their gimmick. So, not that I play the deck. I wish I had the deck. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Gonna be great. Next up, cards that no one cares about. Double Iris Magician. Someone might care about this. Sorry if you're the one guy that cares about this. Double Iris Magician. Can't remember what it does. No, it's not Wisdom Eye. But, yeah. It was limited, now it's semi-limited, so now it's a 2. Yay. Can't remember what it does, don't really have any thoughts about it, really. So next up, and we have Symbol of Heritage. Also not really a lot of thoughts on that. Was limited, now it's no longer on the list, so we'll see how that goes. Now, we come to the part of the video where I give my crappy opinions that no one cares about. So, if you stuck around this long, thank you. And again, make sure to hit that sub button before you leave if you're gonna leave. If you're gonna stay, though, here's my thoughts on it. Interesting list. I like how it kind of gives decks that opportunity to kind of break through to the upper echelon. I wish they hit Dragon Link a little bit harder, just because the deck's just been on the top for so long. I think it's time for something else to. And also, I'm surprised they did not hit a single thing out of Dogmatica Invoke Dolls. I am shocked they didn't put Super Poly to 1. I am utterly shocked they didn't put Super Poly to 1. Super Poly to 1 needs to happen, because don't get me wrong, I love dolls. I built them whenever they first came out. I played Super Poly when it was at 3 at that time too, before it got, I think, banned or limited. I can't remember. It was like 2013. Yeah, that card's just stupid powerful. It's still stupid powerful. And they also have Schism and everything. I am just shocked that they didn't hit one thing out of dolls. Dogmatica. I thought they'd maybe hit Punishment, put it to 1. I thought maybe they'd put Intus to 1. I definitely thought they were going to put Super Poly to 1. But they didn't, and we'll definitely see how that goes. I know that's definitely going to be one of the top decks now. I'm surprised they didn't put Revolt to 1 as well. Like I said, I'm surprised they banned Dryden and didn't put Revolt to 1. I think that would have been a smarter move. But we'll see how that goes, especially with Zoo Tri-Brigade now losing one of their combo pieces. Simorg as well, I thought they'd hit out of that deck, but I guess not a lot of people are using Simorg now as well. They just kind of use it, they don't have another play. That's pretty much it, really. Eldritch, I didn't really expect them to hit much because it's not really any part of the big top echelon of decks. It's still a good engine, don't get me wrong, and I like it because I play Evil Twins and you kind of need it for that. But yeah, Eldritch, I just don't think they really need to hit at the moment. But yes, those are my thoughts on the list. Brief overview. So yes, that's the end of the video. Stay tuned for the dual video tomorrow. If you liked, please subscribe, show your support, that'd be great. And yes, I will catch you guys later. Dr. Jinzo signing out, guys. Have a good one.